Complete the table. 355 kilometers or kilometers per second. Convert that to centimeters per second, and also convert it to meters per millisecond. A. (355 kilometers per 1 second). That's important. Dividing it out this way makes it so much easier to handle the calculations. Alright, we're going from kilometers or kilometers to centimeters. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters, and 1 meter is 100 centimeters. Kilometers cancel, meters cancel, final units are centimeters per second, which is what we're after. So we have 355 times 1,000 times 100. That's going to give us 3.55 times 10 to the second times 10 to the third times 10 to the second. So 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 2 is 7. That's going to give us 3.55 times 10 to the 7. Now, let's see what this shows us. Times 1,000 times 100 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we convert this to scientific notation, that gives us 3.55 times 10 to the 7th. Centimeters per second. Okay, now we're going to come back and do this again. 355. I'm going to run out of room here. Kilometers in 1 second. And I'm going to meters and milliseconds. So I'm going to convert both of these. 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Kilometers cancel. Meters is a final unit. Need to go from seconds to milliseconds. So 1 second is 10 to the 6th milliseconds, or I could say 1 millisecond is 10 to the minus 6th seconds. So we'll have 3.55 times 10 to the second times 10 to the third, so that gives us 3.55 times 10 to the 5th, and we're going to divide it by 10 to the 6th, so that will give us 3.55 times 10 to the minus 1 meters per millisecond. Let's see, put this over here this time. Multiply by 1,000. Divide by 1 E6 equals 0.355, or 3.55 times 10 to the minus 1, and we want meters per millisecond. I'll have to space the next one a little more tightly. B. 1228 grams per liter going to grams per milliliter. That's a fairly simple one. Grams per 1 liter. We don't have to convert grams, we do have to convert liters. 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So it's 1228 divided by 10 to the third, or multiplied by 10 to the minus third. So we'll have 1.228 times 10 to the 1. We're going to move our decimal place 3 places. So 1.228 divided by 1,000 equals 1.228. And our units are grams per milliliter. That is a density unit, which we'll see very shortly. Okay, 1228 grams per 1 liter. We're going to kilograms per megaliter. So we have to convert both of these. We're going to grams and kilograms. And we have 1,000 grams is 1 kilogram. Grams cancel, so that gives us kilograms. We're going from liters to megaliters. So we have liters and megaliters. 10 to the, almost put it upside down. 10 to the 6th liters is 1 megaliter. The big unit gets the small number. So 1228 divided by 1,000, which is what we have over here. And then we'll multiply by 10 to the 6th. So it's going to be 1.228 times 10 to the 6th is the final answer. 1.228 divided by 1,000 multiplied by 1 times 10 to the 6th equals 1.228 and some zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1.228 times 10 to the 6th kilograms per megaliter. Well, grams have canceled. Kilograms are in. Liters cancel. Megaliters are left. So we have kilograms and megaliters. Kilograms per megaliter. C. 554 millikelvins per second. And we're going to kelvins per second, and then we'll go to microkelvins per millisecond. 554 millikelvins in 1 second. And we're going to kelvins per second. So seconds don't change. Millikelvins go to kelvins. So milli is the thousandth, not million, but thousand. So we have millikelvins going to kelvins. 1,000 millikelvins is 1 Kelvin. Equals. And so we're going to move this to the left 3 places. We'll get 0.554 kelvins per second. And we'll back up on the calculator here. .554. Kelvins per second. .554 millikelvins This time I'm going to microkelvins per millisecond. This one could get a little tangled, and I'm going to put in an extra step just to keep things clear. So we'll go from millikelvins to kelvins, and then from kelvins to microkelvins, which is what we're looking for here, which is 2 steps. We could do it in one if you're absolutely sure of the relationship between millikelvins and microkelvins. I am. You may not be. So let's do it with the extra step and make sure we have it right. So we'll go from millikelvins to kelvins. 1000 is 1 Kelvin. So now we have kelvins per second, and now we'll go from kelvins to microkelvins, and 1 Kelvin is 10 to the 6th microkelvins. So kelvins come out, and I have microkelvins, which is what I want here. Now I have to go to milliseconds. Seconds, milliseconds. 1 second is 10 to the 6th milliseconds, or, oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking micro. That's not correct. That's 10 to the 3rd. Or we could say 1 millisecond is 10 to the minus 3rd seconds, and multiply times 10 to the minus 3 rather than divide by 10 to the 3rd. And it almost got me. Okay, 554 divide by 1000. Multiply by 10 to the 6th. Divide by 1000 again, or 1e3, and we have 554. And the units are microkelvins per millisecond. D. 2.554 milligrams per milliliter. And we're converting to grams per liter. One of the things that you'll come to recognize, if you don't already, is if you have milli over milli, that's the same as grams over liters. Or if you have micro over micro, or mega over mega, then the prefixes cancel out and you're left with the base units. So we're going from milligrams per milliliter to grams per liter. This number won't change, but let's go through the steps. Milligrams and grams. We have 1000 milligrams is 1 gram, and over here that takes care of these. Now let's do milliliters. 1 liter is 1000 milliliters, and our thousands will cancel, and that just leaves ones. Grams per liter, 2.554. I'm going to run out of room, and we're going to micrograms per milliliter, so we only have to convert 1 there. do this. That works better. Now in this case, milliliters don't change. All we have to convert is milligrams to micrograms. Same thing we did up here with one of those where I did it in 2 steps. This one, I did it in 2 steps. So let's do it again in 2 steps for clarity. Milliliters don't change. Milligrams going to grams. 1,000 milligrams is 1 gram. Milligrams cancel. And then we'll say grams going to micrograms. 1 gram is 10 to the 6th micrograms. This is 10 to the 3rd. And just do it this way. 10 to the 3rd, 10 to the 6th. This will cancel here, leaving 10 to the 3rd. And our answer will be 2.554 times 10 to the 3rd. And our units will be, grams cancel, micrograms per milliliter. We could have done that in 1 step using the knowledge that 1,000 micrograms, or 10 to the 3rd micrograms, is 1 milligram.